good morning or good afternoon to everyone. This is Alva from EMB, and today we have the pleasure to have with us the vocals and the bass player of of Warfect, the band from Sweden. Chris, how are you?
Hey, I'm fine. Thank you for having me.
No, thanks to you for making time for us. I know you are wandering around with a lot of interviews because your new album is coming out very soon.
Yes, that's correct. So we'll release the new album the 13th of November. So it's quite hectic right now. A lot of interviews, of course, and stuff to be done before the release. And we're also going to host a release show where we are going to play live, which is unusual nowadays. So
Yes.
it's going to happen on the actual release date. So November the 13th, Friday the 13th, actually. So that's going to be awesome.
Friday the 13th. Did you guys choose that date on purpose?
No, actually, we did not. So it was Napalm who set that date, but it was a lucky coincidence.
It
I
is a
hope.
lucky coincidence, yes.
Yeah, I hope so.
So actually, for all the fans of Warfect or all the fans that listen to thrash metal, guys, if you listen to thrash metal and you never listen to Warfect, I don't know what you're doing with your lives, but move your ass and make sure you listen to them. Because it's like, for me, it's like going back to the 80s and the early 90s. And obviously, you think about Slayer, you think about Testament, you think about Anthrax, you think a lot of about big bands, but you got new guys from Sweden who are actually playing that style nowadays. So how do you feel, Chris, that that style is actually? I feel like it's kind of going back, no?
Uh, well, there's been a kind of a thrash metal wave, new wave of thrash
Hmm.
metal, if you will, for the recent past years. And I feel that thrash is still very strong. Um, I think so. And there's been popping up a lot of new thrash bands, but also the old school ones from like the 80s and early 90s are like reuniting and recording new material and are starting to perform again. So thrash is strong, I feel.
It is strong, and it was very strong, and it's we are lucky that it's getting stronger and stronger again. So we're lucky to have War Effect here. So going back to the release of the album, it's gonna be the 13th of November. The name is Spectre of Devastation. Guys,
Yes.
what a name!
Yeah.
What a name for nowadays, right now, no?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a little unusual name, but you need to put a name to the album that is like portraying the not the concept of the whole album, because this is not a concept album, but the feeling of the album. And I believe that Spectre of Devastation is a pretty good name to depict the general feeling of the album. So it's and also I didn't know anyone releasing an album with that name before, so that's also important because you don't want to like release Black Album again.
No, no. I mean, yes, it will be on the 90s, but on the very early 90s, but not nowadays. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I would like to know, for the new fans that never listened to Warfect before, how would you describe this new album for them to be interested and say, "Hey, I'm gonna give it a go," you know?
Well, for those that has been listening to our two previous albums, it's pretty much in the same vein.
Hmm.
Uh, and to those that haven't heard us at all, I would say that it's thrash metal. It's aggressive. It's powerful. It's pretty fast, uh, but it's also dynamic. So dynamic is something we think is very important, both to the whole album, but also in the songs. So we wanted to be interesting both to play and to listen to, uh, and we are thinking a lot about like the dynamics of songs when we create songs, when we write songs, and also how to position the songs and tracks on the full album, just to make it interesting and not lose the listener or the audience, because I think that's a problem for some bands.
Yeah.
They got pretty good music, but after a couple of songs, like 3 or 4 songs, you can't have it anymore because it's just too monotone. It's not enough dynamics to the album. So we feel that is a very important thing, and I think this album has got a lot of dynamics. So it's of course it's fast, but it also has songs that are heavy and slower, uh, like mid tempo. So I think it has everything um, that is Warfect actually. So it's a very good portrayal of Warfect, this album. Yeah.
Good. And actually, where you were mentioning about the variety and the dynamics that you have into this album, and actually you released 2 singles. One of them is Pestilence, and the other one it's Left to Rock, but they were actually quite different tempos and quite different
Yes.
between them.
Yes.
So it gives like a taste of Warfect, you know.
Yes.
So why did
Exactly.
you decided to make it this 2 different singles? Was that the purpose?
Yes, it is the purpose, because we want to show the audience, and especially those new to us, that we are a quite dynamic band. We don't always play fast. We also have the heavy side and the slower songs, and I think that's important. So that's a deliberate choice. Those 2 songs for singles. Yeah.
I think it's very original, because you give a little bit of the taste of the fast and the speed, and like a wrap up of Warfare can be, and then something more like, wow, I wasn't expecting that in a thrash metal album. So I think it's a really good choice personally. And this is actually your fourth studio album.
Yes.
And now that we were talking about these 2 singles and the difference of them, which one maybe personally you feel more comfortable with? You prefer and you feel like it's more you, more Chris, the fast and the speed, or more like kind of let's make it slow, let's make something different?
Well, personally, I like fast stuff. Yeah, but
I
of
was
course I
expecting
like,
that answer in some way or another.
but of course I like Left Rot as well. So it's a great track. Uh, I wouldn't say I'm more comfortable with either one of them, but I'm equally comfortable, so to speak. But I like them both. But personally, when I listen to music, it's usually pretty fast stuff. I must
I
admit. So
imagine so.
yeah,
I imagine so. Being
yeah.
in Warfare, I imagine so.
Yeah, but when you play live, you need the dynamics, not only to make it more interesting to the audience, but also because it's much more fun to play when you have
Yeah.
the diversity. When you play fast sometimes, and you play slower, and you get the feeling on the slow songs as well. So you need both of them. So I like it. I like both of the songs equally. So yeah,
Exactly, because they give you different energy.
yeah,
And
exactly.
that's something that you can actually feel from people live, because music is about feelings and energy and different energies, and none of them is better than the other one, I guess.
Yeah, and money needs to rest as well.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
pretty
true.
intense drumming.
Yeah, it is. It is. I cannot imagine playing at that BPMs like all the time with no resting. So it's good for him that he has a little bit of rest.
Yes.
So, guys, it's your fourth studio album. How do you see the career of Warfect if you look back, and what can you see in the future?
Well, starting out, the music didn't sound like it does nowadays. So um, when we released the first album, it's a beat tuned, clean vocals album, uh, not sounding at all like the following albums. So uh, when we released Exoneration Night in 2013, uh, it felt like we had found our sound. So that was the true Warfect sound, and we were pretty satisfied that and confident that this is the sound we're going to go forward with. So this is how we want to make music sound, and the release of Scavengers was like an evolution of Exoneration Denied. So it's in the same vein, and that's true for Spectre of Devastation as well. But we've evolved as musicians and also as music creators, and this summer we signed with Napalm Records, and of course that is a huge step in our career,
Absolutely.
and very important to us. And now we have the platform to reach a wider audience and more people, of course. So it's super important. So it's going entirely in the right direction, I must say, and hopefully this new album will be welcome, and I think people will like it, and then we'll start looking into writing the next album, of course, and hopefully we'll be able to go out and play next year, because this hasn't been that fun of a year with the COVID situation, and bands not being able to play. So hopefully that will change next year. I certainly hope.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we love music and we miss live music. So this is something that we've been talking with everyone, and all the fans and EMP internally and the friends and everyone, So what are the plans for Warfect in 2021? Do you have any tour schedule so far, or that's something that you're willing to do?
Well, we've started to book some shows. Not much confirmed yet, but we have a few dates, and I think we'll have a few dates confirmed later this year, or I certainly hope so. And I hope we can tour this coming summer, in support of the album, of course. And I think we'll try to shoot at least one or perhaps a couple of more videos, music
Hmm.
videos, because that's a very important thing, music videos nowadays. So especially when you're new, people are looking at the videos first and foremost. So we notice that, of course, when we play live, because the songs they know the best are those we've released music videos on. So I think we're looking into shooting a couple of more music videos next year, and of course play live, and we'll see where this album will take us, but hopefully forward, that's for sure. So we'll see. We'll see what the
Yeah,
future
absolutely.
holds.
We can't wait to hear Spectre of Devastation live. So all of us, fingers crossed. Okay. And one of my last questions for you, you need to choose 3 words to define Warfect, but none of them can be fast. Because I know you're gonna say fast. It's thrash metal, and the first thing you feel when you listen to Warfek is like, wow, that's fast and that's powerful. So I'm sorry, but I'm avoiding fast words. So give me 3 more.
Okay. Aggression, power, uh, dynamics,
There
I
you go,
think.
guys. I
Yeah.
think I think that fits Warfek really really well. Yeah, you did a good job there. I'm giving you a 10 out of 10. So hopefully, guys, we will have the chance to see you in Spain someday, somehow,
Yes,
sooner than
I hope
later.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. Me too. Because I never had the pleasure to see you live before. Let's be honest, not live. I've listened to the albums, I've listened to the singles, I've listened to the upcoming one, but never had the pleasure to make it live. So fingers crossed that we can make it happen.
Yep.
And is there anything that you would like to say to your worldwide fans or to your Spanish fans that are waiting for Warfect here?
Oh, well, I certainly want you to check out the album in November, and we've been doing a few dates in Spain, and it's amazing. So I very much hope we can come to Spain already next year, in support of the album. And check out the videos, of course, if you haven't seen them. The Pestilence and Left Rot video. So it's the new album is going to be released on November the 13th, and it's going to be awesome.
So guys, you heard it. 13th of November. Sorry, I'm putting it 1 month ahead. 13th of November via Napalm Records. Make sure to listen to Warfect. Give it a try, because trust me, guys, it is worth it.
Thank you.